Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, September 10th, 2025. And I'm going to kind of work backwards a little bit, but I want to just sort of get it out of the way that we did close back above this horizontal channel bottom at 168.79. And that is a failure to follow through on a classic sell signal. Classic, I say, because, horizontal structures, there's a rule of thumb in technical analysis with line studies. The steeper the line study, the less reliable it is for pivoting the market in a particular direction near, mid, or long term. The more horizontal they are, usually the more meaning they have in terms of being able to predict sustained moves. And having settled below the 168.79 formation a few days ago, Friday of last week, we had been anticipating in short order, within 2 to 3 to 5 weeks, 149.06. Now, 149.06 remains in play anyway over the next few months. And I'll take you back to this chart. In the low 180s, if we were to retest it, we could top out here, perhaps, through October and fall away again. So we do need to close above the low 180s as far as NVIDIA is concerned to set off a meaningful buy signal through the rest of the year. And under that scenario, I would anticipate 219.64. But I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Really what I want to say with respect to this chart again is the fact that we closed above 168.79. We can now expect 174.28 within the week, over the next day or two. I'll get to that in a minute. And over the next couple of weeks, the low 180s again. 180, 139 is really kind of a range at this point in time that's part of a structure at 181.03. So it's 181.03 to 181.39. These two are both moving daily. And it is, if we were to test it over the next week, an area where we could top out into possibly through October and fall away again. We do need to close above this area to aggressively pivot the market north as we move through the rest of the year. Now, I will also say in the same breath, the Triple Q and the NASDAQ 100 are both essentially right at their 2.5-year channel tops. So they have not sold off as extensively as NVIDIA has, over the last couple of weeks off those highs. The Triple Q did not sell off as much, and so it has, it's right at that resistance, that 2.5-year channel top. So what I know, I'm throwing a lot of information here, and I appreciate you sticking with me, but I really want to clarify what could be the early sign of a longer-term buy signal. In other words, I'd mentioned a moment ago how it really is a settlement above this 181.39 area that sets up a long-term buy signal as we move through the rest of the year. But if the Triple Q can close above, wrong chart, its level, and I would invite you just to go to wickedstocks.com and check it out for 5 days for free. I don't want to give this information away, mostly because we've got a number, a growing number of subscribers who pay for that information. So, but I will mention, and as I have, that if we close above it on Friday and we get the long-term buy signal in the NASDAQ 100 and the Triple Q as we move through the rest of the year, I will certainly tell you as much next Monday. But I'm just not going to give you the exact number. In any event, let's get back. Most of you are swing traders, day traders, and let's take a look at this chart one more time. You can see how I bumped up this 1/3 speed line to 166.89. With technical analysis, if you do your own analysis or some degree, you know that there's a lot of subjective elements, which element, which moving average, which oscillator should I weigh more heavily than the other, either on a continuum or on a case-by-case basis. And in this situation, we had, preceding the settlement below 168.79, we had a failed long-term buy signal. When we closed above this 181 channel top about a month and a half ago, we fell back below it a couple weeks later. That set up a sell signal unto itself. The failure to follow through on a long-term buy signal is, in essence, a valid sign of weakness. And so following that, we closed below the horizontal channel bottom, but we did not close below the speed line at 166.89. So I've revised just a bit. What I'm saying here, if you look lower right, 168.79, up pivot. We are constructive now through the rest of the week above 168.79. The rejection of that sell signal does have bullish consequences. Upside today, I do have 171.87. That is an upside 3/8 Fibonacci over the last month of trade. If we happen to push through 178.87, 174.28 is likely today, where we can place a daily high. That is a 50% upside retracement over the last month of trade. If we close today, for instance, above 174.28, we should, within 3 to 5 days, push back into the 181 handle, where we encounter meaningful resistance, able to contain buying into possibly through October, and below which we can continue south. I'll show you in the weekly chart here. We can continue south to 149.06 over the next few months.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
Speaking of which, when can we anticipate 149.06 kind of over in the near-term time frame? That would be a settlement below 166.89. So if I were to just sort of summarize the 1 to 2, 2 to 3 week dynamic, we are constructive above 168.79. Not outlandishly bullish, but we've at least neutralized what I thought was going to be the emergence of meaningful bearish momentum into later September. That has been neutralized, and you must respect this market's ability to recover not only to 174.28, over the next day or two, but into the low 180s, 181.39 over the next week or two. On the other hand, if we fall back and close below 166.89, just the opposite. We resume our 2 to 3 week sell signal back to 149.06. So, if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, you may be long now above 168.79, expecting 174.28. If you're a 1 to 2 week swing trader, you're perhaps long right now above 168.79, anticipating the low 180s. And if we close below 166.89, my suggestion is to reverse and go short to 149.06. It's about as simple as I can make it. And we will be watching these levels closely, the low 180s, as they perhaps correlate with the Triple Q and the NASDAQ 100 in their respective channel structures. You're not going to see, for instance, a buy signal in the Triple Q and sustained rally for the next 3 to 5 months, which is what I would expect if we did close above this channel top, and just watch NVIDIA kind of sit in the mud here and trade sideways for the following 1 or 2 months. That will not happen. And so there is a case to be made that if we were to close above this structure on Friday in the Triple Q and NASDAQ 100, that the NVIDIA will just continue north and push through 181.20 within a week or two and continue onward and upward into the 219 region. 219 is once again this sort of full swing by subtracting the April low from the January high and sort of flipping that on its head. The full swing, as I call it, would be the objective if we close the week above 181.03. Is there anything else to say? I have babbled a lot, but all of this was necessary, and I think I have said it all. Sell signal below 166.89 that you can play for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Until then, we have a show of strength by closing back above 168.79. You don't want to be short right now, 3 to 5 day and 1 to 2 week swing traders. This isn't an outlandishly bullish development, but at the very least, you need to allow for this market to recover to at least 174.28 over the next few days, possibly today, and over the next couple of weeks into the low 180s perhaps. I'm going to leave it at that for Wednesday's daily NVIDIA report, and you have a great day.